What's up, everybody? How's it going? I know you can't answer me, but I'm gonna ask anyway because that's what I do. I am driving through my neighborhood right now, and I am not going to the gym. I am headed someplace else. I'm gonna go get lunch slash dinner. I don't know. It's early. I'm gonna eat at like 4:30. But yeah, I'm headed out of town, so I need some quick acting energy to propel me along my journey as this truck just stops in the middle of the road. Good job. Anyway, I have a not so exciting energy drink today. Probably not the best way to start a video out. But you know, it's another Zevia. It's mango ginger, which is kind of two flavors that I'm not super jazzed about. Mango, we all know how I feel about mango. Ginger is a real hit or miss type of flavor. And ginger is like, I don't know. It's got a spice. I mean, it is a spice, or not, that's a root, I guess. But you know, it's got a very specific flavor. Sorry, it's very bright, and I'm trying to look to the left of me. And the sun is over there, and it's also reflecting off of a white car. And boy, oh boy, that's really bright on my eyes. It's very overcast today, but it's still bright as hell. None of this. I'm trying to like figure out how to block the sun, and it's just everywhere. The sun is everywhere. Anyway, ginger, questionable. Mango, questionable. Zevia, questionable. All put together in one can of questionable flavor. Let's see what happens. How's the sound? This stuff usually has a good sound to it. Oh yeah, that's quality. That's got the carbonation. That's got the good crack. How is the before taste? I don't know. It almost smells like there's vanilla in there. Maybe not. Maybe I'm smelling myself. I just got out of the shower and I have like some like perfume and stuff on. Maybe that's clouding it. How about the actual taste? The present day taste. It tastes healthy. It tastes like mango. It tastes like ginger. And it tastes like stevia. It's not bad. It's not fun, but it's not bad. It's crisp. It's got a reasonable amount of caffeine. It's got 120 milligrams of caffeine, so it's not super crazy. It's very drinkable. 12-ounce can. You know, as far as the Zevia flavors go, it's up there. I would say that putting mango and ginger together just kind of tastes like orange. Just kind of tastes like I'm drinking orange, not orange juice, but let's really give it a second to marinate in there. Not a ton of flavor either, but none of these ever do. And it's not a bad thing. Sometimes you just want a crisp, light drink. I wouldn't call these like the Zevias. I wouldn't call these the seltzers of energy drinks, but I wouldn't call them full flavor either. They are an in between. They don't go crazy with the flavoring, and yeah, the fake sugar taste really comes through in these. So I can't recommend them if you're not used to what stevia tastes like. Stevia tastes like NutraSweet. It tastes like if you ever like were a kid and you were like a diner and there was the packets of all the sweeteners and the cream and all that stuff to put in your coffee, and you're like, you know what? I've poured enough sugar packets in my mouth. Let's see what NutraSweet tastes like when I pour that in my mouth. That's what stevia tastes like. It's got that NutraSweet flavor. I grew up drinking diet drinks, so I prefer diet drinks, but these are noticeably diet. Like a Diet Coke, it tastes like Diet Coke, but it doesn't really taste, you don't taste the thing that makes a Diet Coke diet. It just tastes a little different. this tastes like fake sugar. So, you know, take that as you will. I don't mind it though. I look so awful. I look so terrible today. My hair's a mess. I tried actually doing my hair today, and nah, it didn't work so well. It's very frizzy these days. I've been getting out of the shower, and my hair just like immediately just kind of craps out. I need a haircut really bad. So I think I'm going to, I'm going like 5 miles an hour over like railroad tracks, but there's no railroad tracks to be found. These streets are awful. Anyway, I want a haircut really bad. I got my ears gauged, and you can't really tell, but yeah, there's like a glass plug in my ear, and the colored part, that's the size of the tunnel. It's a 6 gauge piercing. So my ears were already pierced, but we ignored those holes because they were awful. I did them myself. I did a really bad job. They were all over the place. They were off center. They were crooked. They were a mess. So we ignored the old holes, punched right through the old scar tissue, and started with some 6 gauge holes in my ears. So I'm very excited. I've been wanting to get my ears gauged for 25 years almost. I always thought that it was super cool. I've had a lot of piercings in my ears. I've done them all myself, which is very apparent because they look like crap. But I finally, my girlfriend, she goes to a piercing place here in town that is great. And our roommate went there too, and we have a piercer that we really like there. If he ever leaves there, I'm gonna be messed up. I'm like, no, because now I'm starting to do these things. But yeah, I finally have a guy who I trust and to shove gigantic needles through my ears. So I got it done, and I'm super excited because I got to start with plugs. I didn't have to stretch. I'm going to stretch them more. I'm not going to stick with these tiny holes. I'm going to stretch them and make them larger. But I was kind of worried that we were going to just pierce with maybe a slightly larger earring sized hole, and I was gonna have to start from there and start stretching from there. But no, he's like, no, we can go way bigger. He's like, we can start with a 6 gauge. He's like, I'll even go as big as a 4, or he was talking. He was ready to just jump right in with some enormous holes in my ears. And I was like, you know what? Let's start with 6. I haven't had a hole punched in my ear in a really long time. I'm not sure if I'm ready to jump in to anything larger. And I didn't see the size of the needles he used until he posted on Instagram. He took pictures of all the equipment that he used, and he took pictures of my ears afterwards and stuff. And when I saw the size of the needles he used, thank God, long after the fact, I was hours later, I saw the size of the needles he used, and I was like, holy God, I'm so glad that I did not look at that tray when he was getting started, because I knew they were going to be big, and I knew I didn't want to see them because I knew it was going to freak me out, and I was going to back out and be like, no thank you, I don't want to do this anymore, I'm going to leave, you can keep my money, I don't care. But they're big. So I'm very happy I got it done. It wasn't that bad. I mean, I know everybody wants to say that, it wasn't that bad, but no, it truly wasn't. I really was expecting the worst, and it wasn't. It was worse than a normal piercing. It wasn't a nice clean punch right through my earlobe like a normal earring would be. It was, it felt like a very large needle going through my ear, but pain levels were absolutely fine. Discomfort, it just felt gross, if you want to be, if you want to describe it in any sort of way, just kind of gross feeling. But then it's over with in 2 seconds. And I was really worried that he was going to get one ear done, and I was going to be like, no, thank you. I'll just have one, I guess. I'm not going to do the second one. but it was totally fine. And then they didn't hurt afterwards. I was really expecting, like throbbing and like really, like your ears get really hot when they get irritated. And I didn't have any of that. I didn't have any throbbing afterwards. I didn't have like the hotness. Nothing. Swollen. They were swollen, and I could kind of feel it around my jawline a little bit. But like I want to like this area here. I could kind of feel maybe like the swelling, the pain, whatever, kind of trickling down that way. But it wasn't bad like at all. Like I forgot about it. I kept forgetting about it, and I continued to forget. I woke up this morning and I was like, I know I did something yesterday. I was, like you wake up and you're kind of out of it. You don't know what the hell's going on. I woke up and I was just like, I know I did something yesterday that was like big. And then I was like, oh yeah, my ears have giant holes in them now. It bled a lot. It did bleed a lot. My right ear specifically didn't stop bleeding for quite some time. And I went to the store right afterwards because of course I did. I'm always at the store. If I leave the house for any reason, I'm like, well, let's go to the store. Let's go spend some money on something. I know I need to buy something. So that's what I did. And I got back in the car to take pictures of myself, of course, and I had blood just dripping down my ear. So I was walking around the store with blood dripping down my ear. So that's probably a good reason why I got a lot of stares from people. I get stares from people often for lots of reasons, but this time I had blood falling off of my face. So probably a good reason for it. But yeah. Anyway. This is like one of the longest videos I've made in a long time. Zevia, 0 calorie energy. Mango ginger. Pretty okay. Not too shabby at all. Also, I just chugged a bunch of coffee before I got in the car because I had like some coffee left over from this morning. And then I cracked this energy drink. Also, I'm still technically working, so I need to get off of this video and get back on that call. So I'll see y'all later. Goodbye.